What's going on, you guys? Today I'm doing a video on all of my collection of Ghostface masks, specifically for Scream Month. Most of these Ghostface masks I have are untagged. I still have a couple more coming in that is specifically for Scream Month. So be ready for the unboxing to one of those masks or both of them. I don't fucking know which one yet. At the time of recording this video, I haven't even bought it yet, but it will be January by the time these go up. It'll be coming out every Sunday, blah, 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 you already know. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get to the first tagged mask. Now, this first tagged mask is a Scream 6 Fun World mask. I decided to get one that was tagged. I got this at Spirit Halloween this past October. But yeah, here it is. Now, I had mentioned previously that I thought that these masks were made out of the same vinyl that the ultra-whites were casted out of. I don't know that for a fact. I am just taking an educated guess. I am not knocking it in any shape, way, or form. I think these are great, especially for mass production. Anybody who is a Scream 6 fan is sure to enjoy one of these. It is a great sculpt. It's got all the cracks and details. Certainly a step up from their first run, which we will get into here in a few moments. These are just your standard Easter Unlimited stamp on the bottom of the chin. The newer masks that are tagged, the 2024 masks, have these plastic inserts in them. Same with the recent EUs, but again, we'll get there in a couple of moments. Just to maintain their shape and everything like that. Walmart was selling them, so was Spirit. Spirit, I guess, was asking a little bit more. I believe the Walmart ones were about $8.99 or $5.99. While Spirit was offering these for $16.99, which I got this one from Spirit. I did have one from Walmart, however, but in the previous video from last week, you saw that I painted it. But yeah, overall, I think these are great masks, definitely worth keeping in the collection if you ask me. However, it is your choice if you want to get someone to rehaul a 25th anniversary mask for you. Now, this next mask, I was so excited when they brought these back. These are just the classic EU masks, and they were brought back everywhere. Instead of seeing your standard ultra white, you got these. These masks are fucking awesome, especially if you are a Ghostface fan. I would say it's 100% way better than the ultra whites. I got so sick and tired of seeing them. I saw them first in 2013 when I went to a party city that I lived near. Their Halloween section was open 24/7. I saw the very first ultra whites, which had the much better paint job, in my opinion. And even then, I got sick and tired of seeing them because I just wanted your standard EU mask back. These header tags promoting Scream 2022, Scream 5, whatever the hell you want to call it. They have the Ghostface Lives branding on the tag. Yeah, and overall, I'm just so happy to see these back. They were selling these at my local Albertsons, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically just a Kroger. I bet most of you already knew that. But anyway, these guys were about $8.99, and I was in love instantly. I have about 3 tagged copies and about 2 untagged copies. But yeah. Hopefully you guys picked one of these up because these are beautiful. I love the paint job on all of them. But yeah, happy that these made a return. This next mask is an ultra white. However, it is a glow-in-the-dark ultra white that I got from Spirit Halloween about now 2 years ago. These were selling for about $12.99. I probably shouldn't have bought it for that price, but it was at Spirit and I just couldn't pass it up. Ultra whites are not my favorite. The old ones with the much better painted eye and nose and mouth applications, I miss those. These are just kind of crudely painted. But other than that, this is what we had to go with for like, what, 11 years or something? 12? But yeah, I'm happy to see these gone. I kept one tagged just because I don't know why they used the kind of vinyl that they did in the first place. It might have just been cheaper to go with, but either way, I'm still happy that we have the EU masks making a return. The next masks, I'm also happy made a full return. These are definitely one of Fun World's best sellers. They sell a shit ton every year. They have them available to the mass people, the customers, whatever. And it is of the What's Up Ghostface mask. I have one untagged and I have one tagged. These masks I always liked. I never picked one up as a kid though, but I always liked them. I thought they were funny looking. With the release of with the release of Scary Movie 6 coming out this year, I am excited to go watch it with one of these on, which later in Scream Month, maybe. I am getting a killer robe from Scary Movie from Slasher Killa, who, if you don't know, made my Scream 6 robe. I also have a EU on my Scream 3 robe. It's just to my left over here. I decided to put one of the new EUs on it. This copy of this EU, however, has some paint problems, like some of the eyeliner isn't really put on all the way, which sucks. But other than that, it is a beautiful copy. It is just a Walmart copy. I think I got it for $8.99, but still makes this costume pop and look correct. Hi, don't go anywhere. My name is Jason. I'm gonna haunt you in your nightmares and ask you what your favorite scary movie is, motherfucker. Now, this next mask is very near and dear to me. There is a long backstory over it. One time when I lived in the old state, I'm not going to mention which one it is. Some of you know, some of you don't. It was around the Halloween time, and me and a family member went to a local Goodwill. He was getting his oil changed, I think, and we just happened to be next to a Goodwill, and we just stopped by because, well, we wanted to pass the fucking time. I went over to this area. It was like a box filled with just masks and shit that were just separate from the costumes or whatever. And I find one of these with a cotton with a cotton shroud. And I was so stoked. If you're as big of a Scream fan as me, you know all the different mold types and everything like that. Well, a somewhat limited knowledge to what mold types and everything. At first I thought it was a Gen 1, but obviously I wasn't that lucky. It was still a fantastic Faces, it just wasn't a Generation 1 Ghostface mask like I thought it was. However, I got so excited, and I asked my family member if they would get it for me because it was $1.99, if you could believe that. Now, this isn't the same exact mask. I did end up trading that mask for a shitty Lion's Den H1 and a shitty Nag Nightmare that was painted all to hell. But either way, I thought that it was so fucking cool to find a Gen 2 in a Goodwill, and I was never that lucky ever since. Every year I go to the Halloween store, I always look in the Halloween section for Ghostface masks. Most of the time, though, it is just the costume mask, EU with the bib, or it is a standard ultra white, which I always get pissed off at. But, however, I will always be hanging on to this just for that memory. Now, this particular mask was a Droop Hood Gen 2, but the droop hood was in such shitty condition that I ended up reshrouding it. And I gotta say, I think I made the right call by doing that. The droop hood was just torn to shit. Not much care was taken into, you know, the Generation 2 itself. So this mask, I know I probably lessened the value, which I won't be scalping anybody if I do ever end up selling this. But I don't think I will ever be selling this in the near future. So don't message me about it. However, Generation 2. I gotta learn how to fucking bring the masks over here, god damn it. This next mask is just another standard EU, but it is not a recent EU, it is a pre-2010 EU. The tag in this mask does not have a date, which if you don't know signifies that it is a pre-2010 EU. These were used for Scream 3 and Scream 4, and this is in immaculate condition. It is slightly yellowed, slightly, but it still has that menacing Scream 3 shape. Which, if you don't know, Scream 3 is the movie that brought, you know, the whole nerdy... Scream 3 is the reason why I'm a Scream fan. If you don't know the backstory to that either, I was in the pizzeria with my mom and dad when I was 8 years old, and at this pizzeria they were showing the TV version of Scream 3. And I saw the look of this mask. I saw what Scream was really about that day, if you want to say that. And I thought it was just the coolest shit ever. However, that is the Scream 3 mask. I'm going to call this a Scream 3 mask because that is primarily what I use it for. Now you might be asking yourself, why isn't it on the Scream 3 mannequin? Well, that's because I don't give a shit. Okay? No, the real reason why it's not on there is because I want to take as much care of this thing as possible. I don't want it to be on there just to get destroyed or anything like that. That's why I put one of the recent EUs on it and things like that. But yeah, I don't want to ruin the condition of this mask, so I just have it hanging on my wall. However, next mask. This next mask, you guys have seen on my channel when I unboxed it. It was just in a really shitty ratio, and I don't understand what happened with that video. Anyway, it's the TD reshoot. TD stamp, this is a non-glow version. Had no use for the real glow version. Plus, if you look on eBay, probably right now, you will see a TD non-glow with a bib, which is exactly what this was. I took the bib off and I just put an ultra-white shroud without the tassels on it, just because I don't want to deal with the tassels, plus it already has elastic straps in it, and I just thought it was okay. However, I thought this is a really nice copy. There is some scuffs and some, not dots or anything, but it's got some molding scars on it, but it's okay. Whenever I do get a Scream 4 robe or anything like that, this mask will accompany it. However, I do have that EU if I ever really want to do a Scream 4 cosplay. But anyway, that is the TD reshoot. Next mask. Is this bit getting old to you guys? This next mask is just a costume plastic mask. I did end up putting a shroud on it. I did drill some holes in there so I could at least properly sew it to the plastic mask. I'm talking about the shroud, of course. But yeah, I always thought that these were kind of like the ultra whites, where it's just, I don't know how to feel about it. It's a perfect shape, I guess. However, it's just so common that it's lost its touch to me. These are the versions that come with the regular costume, so there's nothing really new about it here. The reason why I have one though is because in Scream 5, if you don't know, they used these hard plastic masks for the stab scenes. If you don't know what stab is, then go fucking watch the movie, weirdo. But in all seriousness, these masks are better, but still on the same level as the ultralight. So yeah, that is the hard plastic mask, and on to the next mask. Now this next mask is, again, another oddity in the collection. However, I thought it looked pretty cool, and yeah, there's not much to say about it. I did end up taking the tag off of this one after a while of having it, just because I wanted to wear it. Plus, I think this would go really good with a, let's see, this goes really well with the, I guess the Fun World Buck 120 prop. If you ever wanted to take pictures, I would definitely use this mask and this chrome knife. So, but yeah, again, it's just like the plastic mask that we just saw earlier, only it's chromed up. That's about the only difference. However, it is still good to have in the collection. Still a truly beautiful mask. Definitely recommend one. If you ever see one in like a Spirit Halloween or whatever, definitely get one for the collection. This next mask is a 25th anniversary costume bib mask. I ended up taking the bib off and putting on a shroud from a bootleg that I just didn't want anymore. And I think it was the Smiley at the time. You guys will see all the videos and stuff like that on the Scream playlist later. But yeah, I ended up treating this like a Scream 5 mask. It does have an ultra white chin in there, just to have that little bubble come up through the mouth. It does have some scuffing. The shroud is falling apart. But other than that, this is all we had to go with whenever we wanted an EU in 2021, right? Was it 2021 or was it 2022? I don't fucking know. However, this is a second run batch. It does have a dot somewhere on it. You guys saw the video when I did the unboxing of the 25th anniversary costume. This is the mask that it did come with. But yeah, I wanted just a basic EU, so I just put a shroud on it. But yeah, 25th anniversary costume mask. Next one. This next mask is a first run of the Fun World Scream 6 mask. You can tell just by the shape alone that it is a first run. Plus it does not have a breathe hole. However, I think, as far as the paint job goes at least, this is definitely a lot better than the second run. But the shape of it and everything like that, the second run is definitely the better one. However, people do rehauls on these masks, and depending on which one you go to, some of them are pretty damn good. I saw at this point in time of recording this video, there is a Seven Sins Scream 6 mask. I believe it is a first run. He did do a paint job on it, and it looked fucking awesome. But yeah, that is the first run. By the way, also tell me, which do you guys think is better? First run or the second run? This next mask is another oddity, but I really wanted it in the collection because I thought it looked fucking awesome. This mask is the Screamer. But I think that's what it's called. If not, I'll put the corrected term right here. However, this is sculpted by Clive. I forgot his last name, but it's Clive Workbench Designs. You guys know him. And he did a mask for Fun World, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. There's not really much to say about it, other than I thought it was the creepiest shit known to the world, and I needed it. So I got one. I was originally going to get one untagged and have one tagged. But what ended up happening was I went to Walmart, that's where I got this, and I only got one. I did get the aged and the standard EU mask, but I thought it was pretty cool to have in the collection, so I kept it. Anyway, next mask. This next mask is by Slasher Killa. You guys know this mask came with the robe. Actually, it was separate from the robe. I just bought them both at the same time. However, that does not change the Scream 6 mask by Slasher Killa. Still, I really like this mask. I like it in a sense that it is its own sculpt. The scarring on it is pretty accurate. However, the shape on it is different, and that's what I like about it. It is resin. So, yeah. It does have this opening in the front. However, I still think it's a great mask. And it is going to stay in the collection for a while. Yeah, pretty standard. Next mask, and final mask. The last mask is just a fun mask I did. I was just fucking around one day, and I thought, hey, I wanted to create my own aged mask. So this is what it looked like. I know, pretty terrible. I used a pen, and then, yeah, yellowed the shit out of it. However, don't get too mad at me. The reason why I did this too was because I bought it from the seller. It smelled completely like cigarette smoke, which was stated in the description. It was completely yellowed. There was just no saving this mask. So I thought I'd at least make my own aged mask like I originally wanted to do. And this is the final result. So that is all of the Scream masks that I own. Yeah. Some of them were untagged, and I didn't want to repeat the same masks throughout that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, do all that jazz. If you guys are liking Scream Month, hit like and do all that jazz. However, I will see you in the next one.